Have you ever loved something so much that you just want to make it happen every day? Me neither. This is a podcast a day. Put a day, doctor away. Podcast a day to keep the doctor away. Sort of a play on apple a day, because you need one because it's like fruit. It's helpful to you, and that keeps the doctor away. And this podcast is just as needed as nutrients. In case anyone was unclear on that, yeah, I mean, it's 342, I think. That's 342 days. Not technically in a row. We've missed days. To be honest, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy that I've missed days early. I think I actually made a conscious choice to do that because I knew that if you find yourself in a situation where you're like 567 days into something, you've never missed a day, it starts to consume your whole life, and it becomes a real point of like anxiety and stress. Whereas if you're starting something, well, this isn't advice, this is not what this is, but for me, it's like I just feel more comfortable about it. Like if I'm trying to start anything which requires repetition, I like to miss a day early on, just so that feels okay. Now, that's not good advice, because telling someone you want to try and start a habit, you're trying to quit meth, right? Okay. Well, what you're going to want to do is 2 days into trying to stop, more. Load it up, right? And then try and stop again for a couple, and then go. Because that's that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're trying to give up heroin. That's going to be a tricky one. 2 days in, just to not stress you out too much about it, more, inject, type thing. This isn't medical advice or life advice, but like anything, if it was to like start, I'm going to run every single day this year, or this kind of challenge thing, or like, that's kind of different. I don't know. I just think like sometimes, like I remember like it was school, and I wasn't a particularly, like I wasn't a golden student. I wasn't the worst, but I wasn't like, always in my homework, and I was always in on time, and was very punctual, and well, I guess that session I was part of it. But like, got in trouble, the normal amount a child does in school, and detentions and stuff like that. But I, for some reason, not by like trying to, I had like accrued. I'd never missed a day of school because I rarely get ill. I didn't really have a reason to. So I just always been in. And then it got to the end of the year, and I was just like, oh, never miss a day. And I did like, then the second year of school, never miss a day. And I was like, I just don't really get ill. Like I get a runny nose and stuff, but nothing I could use to like not go in. And like, I never liked to pretend to be ill, because it was always far less enjoyable than just going in for the 5 or 6 hours, however long it is. Like having to pretend to be sick, and then someone's checking on you every hour. Like you can't. It's not like you can just chill and be comfortable. It's like you basically are sick the amount you're having to pretend to be it. I just found no enjoyment in it. So I just went in anyway. And then it got to like a long time where like now, there were times where like, say you actually were sick or you actually did have a reason to miss. I was like, oh, but I have this streak going now, and I don't want to miss. Not because just because I have this long streak. It's like I always should compare this back, but it's like Duolingo, type thing. But it's like, and I literally am a broken record. I say this all the time, but the great thing about Duolingo is they understand the like the facade of the streak is better than the actual streak. Like you are gonna miss a day just by accident, and that feeling will cripple you. When you accidentally realize, oh my god, no, 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 and you're on the London Underground on your way home from work, and it's 11:57, and you got 3 minutes, and and your phone's not loading. You don't need Wi-Fi for it, but apparently the Wi-Fi for some reason, because you're underground, is fucking up, and you can't go through the app, and you're freaking out, and then you miss the streak, and it's like they understand the human brain, right? That if you had like a 400-day streak going and you got to start from one again, there's a high chance. I reckon there's so many people who were learning the language, they got to day 400, and then they accidentally missed it, or even something less than 400, right? And they accidentally missed it. That's quite a lot, like 70, and they missed a day just by accident, just by forgetting or like having shit to do. And then they kind of tried to start again. It got like 30, but then it kind of just like wore off. On Duolingo, they have streak freezes that you just earn without knowing, as you're doing the days. And then that way, if you do accidentally miss a day, it freezes your streak Therefore, you can come back and technically miss a day, and it'll be like you've done like a 500-day streak. When really you got like little freezes here and there. But just the satisfaction in your mind going, this is how long my streak is. It keeps you going, type thing. It's like if I'm trying to be healthier, do this, do that, trying to do this every single day, and then like I miss a day late on after not missing a day for like 700 days, and I miss a day. That's more likely to derail me than like what I'm trying to say is if like I set myself, I made this like a hardcore challenge, like I have to do this every day, and I got 102 days in, and I missed a day by accident. That's more likely to derail me from like just stopping it altogether than if I purposefully miss a day 3 days in. That's the logic in my brain. That took a long time to explain, but you get at least where I'm coming from with that. Okay. From that shit to other shit, different shades of shit. Sony and their sort of I don't know if it's connected or not, but they're like little freakoid movies they keep making. Their little Morbiuses, their latest one, Madam Web. These just terrible films that are just like I don't know why they're making them because clearly Spider-Man and things surrounding him are big and profitable. Up until Deadpool, which I don't know how Deadpool did this. It feels massively. Apparently, Deadpool is the most viewed trailer within 24 hours, which I don't understand how that's possible. The hype for No Way Home or like Infinity War, Endgame, or any other film which seems way huger than Deadpool, yet somehow Deadpool across all platforms managed to be the most viewed in 24 hours, which I just don't get that. I'm not hating on it. I thought it looked good, but like a teaser trailer Super Bowl thing, like there wasn't a crazy amount, unless I'm just missing something. I don't know. But where was I going with this? Yeah, Spider-Man's profitable basically. So I get wanting to make loads of films around him for money and stuff, and you think it's going to do well. But surely they know that these films are going to fail before they come out, right? Like surely they knew Madam Web was going to be a huge failure on all fronts because it's not like they just make a film. They don't even try and package it up nice. Like the trailer's awful. Like, everything about it's awful. From when you see the first character posters and like set photos of them in the costumes, like on every level it just looks bad. The posters look so bad. Like, if you look at the Morbius poster, the Madam Web poster, the Craven the Hunter poster, they all just have this bad look about them. It's not like, oh, we just made a bad film and the story wasn't good. It's like the story's not good. It's not shot well. The dialogue's not good. The posters aren't good. The costumes aren't good. Like the edit, like everything. I saw the clip of like the editing or whatever from one of the things, and it was like you don't realize when you don't edit something like I'll edit this, I'll edit like a YouTube video, like, but I don't know how to edit in terms of like films and stuff. And even though it's very basic, it's just and it's basic in the sense of like it's not like crazy effects and stuff most of the time. It's just like cutting between this and then cutting back. It's just cuts, right? When you don't do it or you've not like learned how to do it, you obviously you wouldn't realize. Like I don't realize, but there's obviously a bunch of rules you have to follow where things make sense and where if you cut from this to this, it's gonna make the person think of certain things. So you can't do that, and like there's obviously clear like day one rules which you're not meant to break, golden rules, which are clearly just broken in that trailer because immediately they're cutting between stuff and it's just so confusing. That clip of where like she's going to save someone from a car, then it cuts to her in the car, and it's like it looks like she's saving herself from the car, and it's just like this is what I mean. It's not like they're trying to make these stories and they're really trying hard and they think it's going to be profitable, and we've done well with Spider-Verse and helping out of No Way Home and stuff like that. We'll just make some of these other ones to intertwine. Because it'd be one thing if you went in to watch them and you think, oh, the trailer looks decent, and you go in, and you're like, oh, the story was just bad, or the dialogue was goofy, or something like that. It's like from the offset, from the first like images on every level, it just looks like it's failing from like pretty much when they announce it. So I don't know why they keep doing them, because they're just failing and it's just like a bad look. But I don't know. I ain't seen Morbius, so maybe don't knock it till you try it, and I ain't tried it. Jared Leto's Morbius, I'm sure it is just as bad as everyone says. I want to take their word for it. I don't believe as well in this, is ethos the right word? I don't subscribe to so bad it's good. No, don't get that. Not me, not a sucker for pain. Sorry, don't get that. People who say, oh, I love films that are so bad they're good. Like, it was bad, but like it was so bad it's good. Like, just getting a bunch of beers with the mates and you just sit down and watch it. And it's just like so bad. It's like funny, like The Room and stuff. Like it's just like good. And it's like maybe the key factor is the having the friends and sitting around watching it. Maybe that's what I'm. Maybe actually that's the variable I'm missing out here. Maybe that's the sort of thing that's changed between these two scenarios, and that's probably why I don't get it. But like, there is no such thing to me. So bad is good. No, no, bad. It's bad. I don't find it good because it's bad, and I can like I've watched things before. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my god, and I'm making jokes about it, and I'm finding my own fun in it. The same way how when you're at school and you're in detention, or you got a shit scenario, or like you're out in the weather and you're like, could life get any worse? I don't think it could get much worse than this. And then it starts raining, and you're like, oh, it's like we're in a movie, and you start making jokes about it or whatever. And like, oh my god, it's shit or whatever type thing. As much as I'm making jokes about it and you're finding fun in the awful scenario, it's still an awful scenario. I'd still prefer it to be sunny. I'd still prefer not to be drenched through. Um, I would still prefer to not be sitting here for this 2 hours watching this when I could be watching anything else. I do not want to watch The Room in my own time just because it's bad, and it's so bad that it's like funny to laugh at because how do they make it? No, but it's bad though. I don't want to see it. You know, it's like peep like I remember when Endgame came out, and the buzzword, everyone's favorite thing to say is it's a culmination of 20 years of filmmaking and cinema. And it's never been done before, and it's amazing. It's a culmination of 20 years. That was how everyone started it. It's like now if you watch like review channels and stuff, or YouTube video essays or stuff like that, so much of them are like this movie committed a cardinal sin. It did something. I don't know why I'm doing like a Moist critical impression. I'm not trying to say he does this, but I mean I'll go through the video essay, and it'll be like, this movie did a cardinal sin. It was worse than, anything you can do in filmmaking. This movie wasn't bad. I've seen bad movies, but this movie was something far worse. It was nothing. It made me feel nothing. And to me, that is something far worse. Like, I've seen so many videos and stuff where people say this, like, oh my god, the movie was, or reviews or critics, whatever. The movie was worse than being bad. It was just blah, nothing, which is worse than being bad, making you feel nothing. At least that made me feel something. No, 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 no. I don't want to go to the cinema or something and sit there and be in pain. It hurts. Get me out of here. I'm like Elmo in hell or whatever. Like, I will rather yet be bored and leave and be like, "Ah, that was just whatever." Like, I don't, like, that was one of the worst things. I saw some the key example for me. Just talking about two Marvel movies I'll pick from just because it's easier. Thor: Love and Thunder and The Marvels. I went to see Thor: Love and Thunder, and from like the first couple minutes, I was like immediately sitting like this. My shoulders are basically touching my ears if you can't see me right now. I was like, ooh, dude, because just like pain, like, oh no, 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 I don't like it. Like the joke was going on too long, and it just looked awful, and like just visually, I was like, basically making those sounds, but trying not to, because there's also other people in here, right? And they'd be thinking, is he having a thing right now? Do we need to call someone? No, I'm just watching Thor: Love and Thunder. But and then didn't like it, gave it like a 3 out of 10 or whatever. I saw Captain Marvel, and I'm like, watching. I'm like, all right. To be fair, like in my head, I'm thinking this isn't. And then the villain shows up, and you're thinking, okay, this is just really feels like we're watching like early phase superhero movies right now, just sort of in the terms of how basic and mid this is. Oh, they're doing the big fight now. Oh, we're visiting this thing, doing that, and they had the little singing island thing, which I thought was a bit shoehorned and a bit cringe or whatever. But I was just like, yeah, sure, I guess it can trying something different. I get it. And that made me feel nothing. I kind of came out of it thinking this isn't good, but like makes me feel nothing. But then again, I would watch. I preferred that. You know, call me crazy. Things that are bad. I know, hot take these days, but I just don't get the whole like a 2 out of 10 movie is kind of better than a 4 out of 5 out of 10 movie because at least it made me feel bad. It made me feel some. Are you that void of feeling that you just wouldn't feel anything? You know, I let the candle burn down to my fingers, just feel something, anything. It's like Jesus, guys, get some more joy in it. But again, I think this also comes from people who watch way more films than me. That they've got to the point where they like that, where they watch like 100, 200 films a year. I watch like 10, so it's like that's probably why. If maybe I watched that many films as true movie lovers, I'd get it more. But It's so crazy. I can hear my cat meowing always the way. I'm doing something. I'm chatting shit. Do you not hear me chatting shit? But yeah, no, that's all. Why do I keep speaking like Mario? That's all. Three, four, one, maybe. I don't know. Every time I say a number, and then when it gets to me putting that actual number in, I realize I was off by maybe 10, 20. Last time 100. So there's that. But hopefully it's right this time. Dankeschön.